Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Amajit. Thank you so very much for joining us for Friday Puja and Satsang. Tonight is part 60 of our series of the 64 Yoginis. And tonight we're honoring a rather interesting form of the Divine Mother, Gandhari. And interesting in the fact that we really don't know a lot about her. So I'll go into more details about that. First, I'd like to start out with a couple of announcements. This coming Tuesday will be part 51 of our series, Kali for Everyone. And we'll be honoring Ardhanarishvara, the combined form of Shiva and Shakti. And then next Friday will be the next installment of our Chug guided meditation for personal and collective healing series. And this will be a Chug practice centered around Ma Bhadrakali. Both of those are 7 p.m. Tuesday and Friday. You're welcome to join live on YouTube, and you can also come in person to our temple, 1260 South Xavier Street in Denver, Colorado. And I'd like to say namaste to Jamie, who is joining us right now. And at the same time, if you are tuning in at this time, please feel free to say hello using the chat function on the bottom of your screen. So before you on our altar is the Hirapur temple image of Gandhari Yogini. And Gandhari, the name itself, she's primarily known as a queen and revered figure in the epic, the Mahabharata, rather than a major goddess in mainstream Hinduism. She's remembered as a form of penance, voluntarily blindfolding herself for life. So Gandhari in this story, she's associated with deep loyalty and austerity, with spiritual strength, and the power of tapas, and tapas being ascetic discipline. In later devotional and folk interpretations, Gandhari is sometimes viewed almost like a goddess or a saintly mother figure because of her sacrifice, her moral endurance, her grief, and spiritual power as well. Some traditions symbolically associate her with divine feminine endurance, inner sight beyond physical vision. There's that blindfolded image, and also maternal sorrow transformed into wisdom. And I'd like to say namaste to Anne and to Joyosa, who are joining at this time. There are also esoteric or tantric references to where Gandhari might appear as a yogini in the case of the Hirapur temple, or a Shakti form, a form of the divine feminine, or the name of a subtle yogic energy channel, one of the nadis, which are very similar to the acupuncture meridians. However, there's no major overall or pan-Indian temple tradition or standardized goddess called Goddess Gandhari, comparable to deities like Durga, Kali, or Lakshmi. So again, she's one of the 64 yoginis that we really don't know a lot about. So in the Chausati Yogini temple in Hirapur in the state of Orissa, Gandhari is one of the 64 yoginis worshipped in the Tantric Shakta, that is, goddess-based tradition. And in the Hirapur sequence, she's identified as yogini number 60. She belongs to the esoteric yogini cult associated with the feminine divine power, or Shakti, transformation, and mystical knowledge as well. What is known specifically about Gandhari comes mainly from some references in scripture at Hirapur rather than from extensive surviving mythologies, sources describing the temple imagery. And that's essentially where we can discern the most about her is by looking at this temple image. She's depicted standing in a graceful posture, as are the other Yogini carvings at Hirapur. Her vahana, or vehicle or mount, is a horse, which we see down here. Like the other Hirapur Yoginis, she wears elaborate ornaments and stylized braided hair. I'm going to try and move the image a little bit closer to where you can see the horse that she is standing on. And you'll also notice that there is a tree, the branches of a very large leafed tree overhead, which I'll say a little bit more. Like so many of the other Hirapur images, her hands have been broken away. We really don't know what she's holding. Here's a modern illustration of Gandhari based on the Hirapur image from the 64 Yogini divination deck. And you can see the horse in a little more detail here. And then, so in Yogini symbolism, we can first talk about the horse. And the horse is associated with movement and energy, mastery of instinctual force, speed and consciousness, loyalty. Horses are often very loyal to their owners, and dynamic Shakti, dynamic feminine power. So the tree that she's standing under is identified as a Kadamba tree. This is a shade tree with orange blossoms. And the Kadamba tree is strongly associated with the god Krishna in the Hindu tradition. Many stories describe Krishna playing his flute and dancing with the milkmaids, the gopis, beneath the Kadamba tree in the land of Vrindavan. It is considered sacred in several Hindu traditions and often planted near temples. And in Buddhism, the tree is also respected as a symbol of peace and spiritual growth. And welcome to Kim, who is joining us. And you're right, that was the tale of Jinx the Sadhana cat that you saw passing across the screen just a second ago. So the Kadamba tree appears in ancient Sanskrit literature, poetry, classical art. Its fragrant orange-yellow flowers are admired for their beauty, and they're symbolic of love, devotion, and also the monsoon season for which agriculture and fertility is dependent. In some regions, festivals and folk traditions celebrate the blooming of Kadamba flowers. So, being associated with the rainy season, this would be toward the end of the typical summer season. Unlike major deities such as Durga and Kali, many yoginis, including Gandhari, do not have fully preserved independent myths, and their meanings are therefore reconstructed through tantric texts, through studying their images, such as this one, temple placement, where they lie, and their images might lie within a temple, their vehicles, such as the horse, the gestures, when you can see the hands, and regional oral traditions. When we look at the hands of Gandhari in the Hirapur image, she may very well have just be simply displaying the mudras of dispelling fear and giving boons, Abhaya and Varada mudras. Some modern practitioners and researchers interpret Gandhari and other yoginis psychologically or spiritually as archetypes of feminine energies or states of consciousness, but these are modern interpretations rather than firmly documented medieval doctrines. The name Gandhari itself has a few related meanings depending on the context, mostly directed toward the meaning woman from Gandhara. And this refers to the ancient region of Gandhara located in parts of what is today present-day northwest Pakistan and eastern Afghanistan. The suffix "I" at the end in Sanskrit indicates a feminine association. Gandhara was historically associated with art, learning, and music. In some traditions, the prefix Gandha refers to fragrance, although this is not usually considered a primary derivation of the name Gandhari itself. So we're going to be using a very simple mantra in our puja and our meditation for Gandhari. Just simply, AUM Gandharyai Namaha, AUM Gandharyai Namaha, AUM Gandharyai Namaha, which simply translates to salutations to Gandhari, Yogini. One can approach a meditation on Gandhari Yogini as a contemplative visualization centered on movement, feminine power, and disciplined energy and inner perception. And we will be doing a guided meditation for her this evening. So in conclusion, really giving Gandhari in a nutshell, Gandhari Yogini is the 60th goddess of the ancient Hindu Chasati Yogini, that is the 64 Yogini tradition. She's associated with spiritual endurance, inner vision, and emotional strength. In the rare open-air Yogini temples, such as the famous 9th century temple in Hirapur, which our image comes from in the state of Orissa, Gandhari is depicted as a two-armed goddess. She's typically shown standing on a horse. In some regional depictions, she might also be standing upon either a donkey or a mule. Her mount and posture represent control over restless energies, disciplined strength, and speed. In some contexts, her imagery invokes deep sacrifice, loyalty, and the power of inner perception. Hence, the story of the queen by the same name, who undergoes the austerity of blindfolding herself. In Hindu Tantra and esoteric traditions, the Yoginis are worshipped to acquire supernatural abilities or yogic powers or siddhis. They're called upon for spiritual protection and prosperity. And devotees perform sadhanas, that is, spiritual practices, invoking Gandhari Yogini in order to seek inner balance and emotional strength, protection from turmoil and conflict, and enhance spiritual endurance and focus. Om Gandharyai Namaha. Om Gandharyai Namaha. Om Gandharyai Namaha. Jema. 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 And Zigzag Zebra, welcome. So to begin our puja, I invite you to, as we typically do, to find a comfortable seated position where your back can be straight, your breath can be full, and you can look upon the screen, your computer screen, and our devotional images and our altar with a relaxed gaze. I invite you to breathe slowly and deeply, taking some time to prepare ground center. Just make yourself ready for our practices this evening. Our puja, our fire offerings, our mantra recitation, and our guided meditation. Breathing away those things that might stand in the way of your awareness and connection with the Divine Feminine, not just in her external forms, but within ourselves as well. And I invite you to focus your breath and your attention on your heart center, and there connect with that divine source within yourself. As always, I invite you to think of some aspect of your life or something that maybe somebody close to you is going through, and ask for the Divine Mother's assistance in gaining that healing, that resolution, that knowledge that you need. And tonight it would be especially appropriate to ask for divine assistance in any inner work that you might be doing, or any discipline within your life, spiritual or otherwise, that you're trying to cultivate right now. Maybe formulate a short statement, a short sankalpa or intention. And repeat that short statement to yourself 3 times. The school year for me has ended as of yesterday, and so just as an example, I am asking that I focus on the things that are most important in these summer months ahead. And slowly bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Let's begin by chanting AUM Gandharyai Namaha. We're going to do 3 deep breaths, and as we let the breath out, we'll do the first syllable Om, then Gandharyai, and then Namaha. So an inhale for Om. Deep inhale for Gandharyai. Gandharyai. And a third inhale for Namah. Namah. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandhari Namaha. Om Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gatopiva Yashmare Pandarikaksham Sabya Byanta Sushi Om Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum Sashivanam Shatobhijam Prasnavanam Dayat Sava Vignopasantaye Jaganesha Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Namah Jai Guru Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Ordvarukameva Bandhanan Machur Mukshiyam Amrita Om Namah Shivaya Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvamishora Devi Chachara Charasya Jema Devi Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shiva Datri Svasvada Namostute Jayatvam Devi Chamunde Jaya Bhutitaharani Jaya Sarvagati Devi Kalaratri Namostute Jai Makali Om Gandharyai Namaha Om Gandharyai Namaha Om Gandharyai Namaha Jima Gandhari Lam Vam Ramyam Ham Om 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 Jai Ma Gandhari Om Kapuragoram Karunavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendra Haram Sada Santam Hridayara Vinde Bivam Bivani Saitam Namami Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishve Svadape Vishvam Tvamishora Devi Chachara Chadasya Om Agni Jyotir Jyoti Agnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyoti Agnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyoti Agnir Sva. So as I give our fire offerings, I invite you to join me in chanting Om Gandharyai Namaha. 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 AUM 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 Gandharyai Namaha. Breathe deeply. Feel the power of the mantra. And allow yourself to integrate that power into your being. And feel that Shakti energy working toward fulfilling what you or those closest to you need at this time. Take a moment, meditate upon our fire, and imagine those things that no longer work for you going into that fire as an offering for transformation. And feel those transformed energies coming back to you in the form of heat and in the form of light. Let fear be transformed into courage. Let insecurities be transformed into confidence. Let poverty be transformed into prosperity. Let insecurities be transformed into self-assuredness. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandhari Devi. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And then I invite you to gently close your eyes. Open your breath, breathing slowly and deeply. And take a moment to prepare for our guided meditation. Your eyes are closed, your hands are resting comfortably on your knees or in your lap. You're breathing deeply. And feeling the ground beneath you. And I invite you to imagine yourself sitting inside a circular stone temple, open to the night sky above. And around you stands the silent mandala of the 64 Yoginis. The sky is clear and starlit. The air is cool. It is quiet, except for maybe the sound of a gentle breeze. And ahead of you emerges Gandhari Yogini. She stands poised and steady. She is adorned with ornaments that glimmer faintly in the torchlight. Beside her or beneath her is the energy of a horse. She has two arms and her hands are held in the gestures of dispelling fear and giving boons. She is alert, powerful, untamed, and yet directed. So I invite you to look upon her image in your mind's eye and begin to notice the qualities that she embodies. Movement without chaos, strength without aggression, instinct guided by awareness. And as you watch her, become aware of your breath. And with each inhale, you draw in steadiness. And with each exhale, you release hesitation. Breathing in steadiness. Breathing out hesitation. Breathing in stability. Releasing hesitation. And imagine the symbolism of her horse as symbolic of your own life force, your breath, your emotions, your ambitions, your desires, and your sense of momentum. Ma Gandhari does not suppress these forces. She rides them consciously. And so I invite you now to visualize a soft, dark blue or deep red light surrounding the form of Gandhari Yogini. And you silently ask, what energy within me needs guidance rather than control? And just remain still for the next few breaths. If thoughts arise, let them circle outward like the Yoginis around the inner temple wall, while at the same time you remain centered. And as you breathe, I invite you to silently repeat to yourself our mantra. AUM Gandharyai Namaha. 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 And feel the sound of the mantra resonating in your chest and your lower abdomen. AUM Gandharyai Namaha. 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 And feel the vibrations of that mantra being integrated into your being to guide you in these days ahead. AUM Gandharyai Namaha. 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 And find disciplined power being cultivated within you, along with feminine archetypal energy. The integration of instinct, courage, spiritual momentum, and inner sovereignty. AUM Gandharyai Namaha. 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 Then take a deep and clearing breath and let go. And as the meditation closes, visualize Gandhari Yogini dissolving into spacious awareness, not disappearing, but becoming part of your own inner strength and clarity. And take a deep and clearing breath, bringing your awareness back to your body and its surroundings. Take a second deep and clearing breath, feeling the ground beneath you, feeling the clothes that cover you, the temperature of the air on your skin. Take another deep and clearing breath, slowly bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And taking a moment to thank the Divine Mother for her presence in your life, both within and without, knowing she is always there to provide you what you need: guidance, healing, knowledge. And take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice, knowing you can replay this recording anytime, whenever you have need. Or you can always play it for someone else in need. And slowly opening your eyes. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandhari. Jai Ma Gandharyai Namaha. Thank you. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And here's Jinx, who is joining us this evening. A little sadhana cat. And I look forward to you joining us Tuesday when we honor Ardhanarishvara, the combined energies of Shiva and Shakti, dynamic and receptive. I'd like to thank Jamie for joining this evening, and Zigzag Zebra, and Kim, and Joyosa, and Anne. Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed that this evening. And as always, please take some time for some quiet contemplation before resuming the day or the evening's activities. I also want to thank anyone who'll be watching the recording of this broadcast in the future. And again, I look forward to you joining me Tuesday evening at 7. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful night. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Namaste.